Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. I'm here today with another YouTube tutorial with my girl, Allison. Love her so much. You guys, if you follow my personal YouTube channel, you've definitely seen her before in some vlogs. So we are back with her hair today. She is my platinum blonde, but we're going to break it up with a little bit of a low light. So I wanted to do a demonstration today, and I want to show you why, if you're looking for a thicker stitch or that chunkier look, a mohawk placement will be your best friend. But as you guys have seen in the past, I also do mohawks when I want a really tight baby light that looks really beautiful and blended as long as they're close together. So I'm going to do some lowlights with her today. We're removing her extensions. We're doing a complete move up. She has 2 rows. And then we're going to do the partial. And then we're going to do a full in 2 months when she comes back. We do her color every single 60 days. As you guys can see, when I take out the extensions, I'm combing through and you will see hair come out. There's a misconception that, extensions can be damaging. If they're done correctly, they're not. But you have to remember the hair that is not able to release when you wash your hair or comb it. It gets stuck in the bead or tape-in extensions, so that hair can't go anywhere until you retape it and take them out, and that's when you'll see that hair that got stuck. So it's usually a little bit of hair. It's not a lot or anything that's damaging. It's just the hair that sheds naturally, just had nowhere to go. So a quick pro tip is, sometimes when a client's a level 10 or really light blonde, even a 9, or their hair is fragile or has been lightened many times, I will take the extra step, like I'm doing with Allison, and go in and use Olaplex number 2 or Fenola's restructuring mask or Fenola's Fiber Fix part 2, and I will go in and I'll apply just on the regrowth with the lightener, or I'll use the Fenola or Olaplex part 2 and apply that on the hair that is really light already, so that when I fold up the foil, there's a low chance that even if it does overlap or hits it by any chance, it will be protected. So I'm doing a mohawk placement on her today, and we're doing just a partial until, the summertime in June. Right before her birthday, we'll do a full. But you see on the sides, it looks like I did going up, but really, I literally only did about 1 inch or less of the hairline on the left and the right. I do that, include it in the mohawk when I'm doing a partial. But the way I did it with her, I just did it on a kind of diagonal, so it looks like I did that whole section, but I didn't. It was only 1 inch on each side, I assure you. And now we're going in, and I'm really focusing money pieces around the front. A lot of slicing involved as well. She is a natural level 8, very, very light naturally. She lifts well for me. I am using 20 volume with Lightener. I'm using Schwarzkopf Blonde Me, a 16th ounce of Olaplex. And my low light formula is Goldwell Colorance 7N with 7G.
I bet you'll come around, but don't get me wrong. Do what you gotta do what you gotta do. I feel it in my bones like you'll come along now. Baby, you coming through. Do what you gotta do. Take it to the big scene, take it on. Go for hope and glory. Go long. Baby, for love, go all for love. We're going for love. For beating hearts off the charts. Love, go all for love. We're going for love. Baby, going for love. Baby, for love. I bet you'll get it right, but don't get me wrong. Say what you gotta say. Say what you gotta say. Go like a satellite, just go like a star now. Say what you gotta say. Say what you gotta say. Take it to the big scene, take it on. Go for hope and glory. Go long. Baby, for love, go all for love. We're going for love. For beating hearts off.
So I done half of the mohawk in the front facing the back, Now I'm going to switch and go from the back facing the front. It makes it a lot easier when you're doing a mohawk placement. Instead of having to have the client tilt their head back or tilt their head forward or get uncomfortable or you're on your tippy toes or whatever the case, it makes it easier for both parties involved. So now we're going to take and tackle from the back and do the same thing, 2 or 3 highlights to 1 low light, and work my way up all the way to meet the other half of the mohawk, and then we'll let her process for about 35 to 45 minutes because she's very light naturally, and then we'll go into toning.
You gotta do, baby, for love, go all for love, we're going for love, for beating hearts off the charts, love, go all for love, we're going for love, baby, going for love, baby, for love, for beating hearts.
So she processed, and now it's time to pull the foils, but before we walk over to the bowl, I'm going to prep the toners. So we're going to globally tone her all over with 10V, 10P Goldwell Colorance, equal parts. You guys know, if you've been following me for a while and you're an OG supporter, this is my go-to for that bright white blonde that's cool but not too ashy and looks dark or dull. It stays very bright. Goldwell runs a little pricier, but it's so worth it. If you haven't tried it, you definitely need to. Now, also for her, I always do 9N, 9NA for a root slight tap because she's so light, and I was always doing that for people who wanted a slight tap that were not wanting a shadow tap or anything like that really, just to erase and blend the lines that are beginning for where the bleach begins. But now I've been doing it differently, and I keep saying I'm going to do a video on my new updated ways of root tapping, shadowing, and smudging, and I'm really going to do it. I like to use the natural level of the client, no matter if we're doing a tap, shadow, or smudge. And I base the tap, shadow, and smudge by the length. And I go by the formula of level for everybody's natural color. So we're going to tap her very, 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 very lightly, a 1/2 inch or less around the entire head where we did the partial. And then we will go and slightly just tippity tap around the hairline. And now I do this thing where I kind of leave the very front out at the bang area. I did tap all the way to the front on the sides, but I do leave a little bit out on the front bang area where the money piece is really prominent, and that just keeps it a little bit brighter and ensures it's not going to dull down too much. I always do the tap everywhere else and comb it through and let it sit for 5 minutes, and then I'll go back and tackle the hairline the last minute, comb it through, layer back, throw the Goldwell Colorance all over for the main global toner after I rinse out that tap so it doesn't stay on too long, and then I'll let that sit for about 5 or 10 minutes. Goldwell's cool because you can let it sit and process, and you don't have to worry about it going too dark or scary, and I assure you it will be very bright and very beautiful.
I bet you'll come around, but don't get me wrong. Do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do. I feel it in my bones like you'll come along now. Baby, you coming through. Do what you gotta do. Take it to the big scene. Take it on. Go for hope and glory. Go, go long. Baby, for love. Go all for love.
Alright guys, her extensions are back in. Look how beautiful this has come out. Those lowlights are bold. I wanted to show you guys by doing lowlights in a mohawk. Even if you do them pretty close together, the way it falls can look a little bit more piecier. If you're looking for a thicker look, that's the way to do it. With her, I just wanted to show that in this video. And we did want to pop it a little bit more, so I wanted to have them more prominent so it pops the blonde even more. We love it. We're obsessed. Let me know down below what you think. And let me know video ideas you want to see in the bottom of the comment section. I love you all so very much. I will see you in the next one. As always, so long for now, guys. Mwah!